It's another bummer video, but this doesn't really feel right. All right, still fits. A little tight, but I mean, forgot how good that crest looks. It stinks that I have to make this video in general, but earlier today, MLS made it officially official. Only 8 teams from MLS will be participating in this year's US Open Cup. And a number of other clubs will be represented by their MLS Next Pro team. This comes off the back of news just a few months ago that MLS doesn't want any of their first teams playing in this tournament. The MLS teams playing in this year's Open Cup are the top 8 teams in the Supporter Shield standings that didn't qualify for the CONCACAF Champions Cup, which means some people are already referring to this as the NIT. The 8 teams that qualified for this year's tournament are Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Sporting Kansas City somehow, Real Salt Lake, San Jose Earthquakes, and the Seattle Sounders. Additionally, the 11 teams playing from MLS Next Pro are Austin FC 2, Chicago Fire 2, Colorado Rapids 2, LA Galaxy 2, Minnesota United 2, NYCFC 2, Red Bulls 2, Portland Timbers 2, Crown Legacy, thank you for not having a 2 in your name, and 2 MLS Next Pro clubs that are independent, Carolina Core FC and Chattanooga FC. Side note, I never want to hear club name 2 ever again. But yes, that means St. Louis will not be represented in this year's US Open Cup tournament, either by their first team or by STL City 2. And that just stinks. Everyone agrees that just stinks. This, besides the CONCACAF Champions Cup, is the only tournament where MLS teams play that's not advertised by Apple and MLS. The games aren't on Apple TV, and the league has just chosen not to represent it at all. Even in this preseason hype graphic, they gave every single team their trophy that they earned from last season, except, wait, Houston, you're missing some hardware there. MLS just blatantly doesn't respect this tournament whatsoever, and it's kind of because their teams have to address that, yes, USL teams do exist. Remember a few years ago when Sacramento Republic went on that amazing run, they beat a few MLS teams and made it all the way to the final of US Open Cup? Well, as a soccer fan, that was amazing to watch, but MLS does not care if you're a soccer fan. They want you to be an MLS fan. The main reason the league is trying to pull out is because of schedule congestion.
We're all trying to find the guy who did this.
Leagues Cup was introduced just 1 year ago and was wildly popular, myself included. I loved watching every single game, even after St. Louis was eliminated. The final was amazing. It was one of the most tense games I've ever watched. But if it wasn't obvious then, it became glaringly obvious this offseason when MLS said that they are pulling all their teams out of the US Open Cup. They value Leagues Cup over this tournament. They view this tournament beneath them. They view USL teams beneath them. Heck, they even view all the teams from other countries that aren't in Mexico beneath them as well. They've basically come out and said, if you're not in MLS or Liga MX, we do not value you as a club. If you want to watch the top tier of North American and Central American soccer, watch MLS. Watch Liga MX. The rest you can take or leave, and they have chosen to leave. Not a single fan is happy with this. Many are just outright pissed. Many supporter groups have already said that they're going to boycott Leagues Cup. So now you're caught up on the soap opera. What does this mean for St. Louis specifically? Well, this city and this team is incredibly proud of their soccer heritage, if you couldn't tell already. The talent on the national team, the history of success in the US Open Cup from St. Louis teams in general. This tournament means a lot, and names like Sam Fink, hello fellow Sam, are still very popular and famous amongst soccer fans in St. Louis. If you want to see more about the history of St. Louis and the US Open Cup, I made a video about it last year. You can check it out. It'll either be linked below or probably in one of these 2 corners. Either way, go watch it. It's pretty good. I don't know a path forward, but if I had to guess, the only way we move back into the old format is if MLS very publicly loses money. That means empty stadiums during Leagues Cup, which is going to be hard to pull off, especially with Messi in the league now. That means more signs in support of the US Open Cup, and I know that some supporters of St. Louis have already had their signs taken away. MLS was already trying to get in front of it because they know this was going to cause backlash. Me, I don't know how I'm going to cover that tournament yet. On one hand, I really want to support the team and the players because that's what this channel is about, what happens on the field. I'll decide when it comes down to it, but yeah, Leagues Cup is just tainted now because it comes at the price of the US Open Cup apparently. I'll still watch the games. I mean, I already pay for MLS Season Pass, so they'll be there for me no matter what. But yeah, this just puts a sour taste in everyone's mouth now. But what is your stance on this issue? Should we boycott Leagues Cup? Is MLS ever going to go back to the old format? Either way, I hope St. Louis gets represented one way or another next year, whether it's with the first team or the second team, and I won't like it, but I will watch and make videos if City 2 is in US Open Cup. I'd rather have some team to watch than no team at all. But that's all I really have for now. I just thought I should get in front of the camera and make a video about this because this tournament's very important to a lot of St. Louis fans. But whether it's City, City 2, or may they rest in peace, St. Louis FC, I'm always going to support this club. But thank you again for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one where hopefully I finally have some good vibes.